morning, everyone. Let's wait for this music to come off. There we go.
Sylvia and Patty are up in the front.
I'm going to start out saying I'm very sorry that I have not been here all year. I missed every single meeting you guys have. I missed all the fun events because I've been at Las Vegas Realtors at all times. So I want to first say I'm sorry. So this is called Coffee, Conversations, and Donuts, and I made Tim request me so you guys can ask me whatever questions that you have. I'm going to first say welcome to everyone. I want to introduce a few people. So we have Chantel Tilley. She's on the board of directors with us. I have Shane Wynn. He's the vice president. He's on the board with me as executive. And I'll explain all that. I have a few others, but I don't know where they are. Who else is on the board with me? Noah? Noah someplace. We have, I'll introduce Wendy in a minute. We'll introduce some Realty One Group people. We have, introduce yourselves. Come on up here really quick.
I'm Wendy Scheller, the sales manager here at Realty One, and then we have our broker, Tim. Right.
He chose to be on the board with us, so he's very familiar with how things work. We have Maria. She's in the back. Introduce yourself, Maria.
I'm in compliance.
Compliance. And we're Suzanne. Suzanne, and you want to introduce our new girl back there too?
My new girl, Alex. She just started with us. She's doing amazing.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
We have Wendy. She's walking right now. She's our CEO.
Hi, everybody.
She's been for 25 years. And my most important girl is my CEO over there, Jody Kardashian.
Jody!
While I am at Las Vegas Realtors. So there's a couple of people. First, we want to thank LBR for bringing coffee, donuts, and bagels. Thank you guys very much for bringing that for me. And I have two sponsors that also brought stuff. Is Nora here from American Home Shield?
Nora's running late.
Okay, so Nora's running late. We have John Morgan from Epic Lending.
Where's John Morgan? Woo-hoo! There he is.
John, you want to say hi and say a few words really quick? It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. It's an exciting time. I mean, don't believe the news. I know, I'm seeing the numbers. It's coming. Just stay in front of your people. The rates are going to start going down pretty rapidly here coming up, so don't get caught behind the wave. And if you see a flyer with a QR code, you can sign up for rate alerts. It'll send you weekly rate alerts about what's going on, so you don't have to wait for me to speak. So.
Okay, you have cards, but you
Yep, they're all
posted stuff around.
okay.
So Noah Herrera's in the back. He's on the board of directors.
Noah.
He's been on Realtor for over 20 years. And we have Susan Brock. She is a Realty One Group agent. Susan, say hi. She is in Green Valley, and she's also on the board with me. So let's start out. Everyone knows that I was in Washington, D.C. That was really fun. I went to the Hill visit. Hi, Linda. I went to the Hill visit. We, pushed everything we can for LBR, for promoting different things, everything that you guys asked for. I put some flyers out. NAR sent an email to VA because we know everything that's going on. I was there for Police Week. We honored, police officers. I have a friend that lost their husband to police. So I was there representing Nevada. I also went, it's Asian month, so I was at the vice president's house, and they brought in restaurants from Nevada that were all for Asian month, and they brought in 75 people from Nevada, and we were just having a good time at the vice president's house, and it was good until it got rained on. But what I want to do is I want you guys to ask me whatever questions you have. I handed out some flyers for you guys. I got, some things that I can answer. If it has anything to do with an attorney, we'll get the answer for you, okay? So let's start out and ask me whatever you guys want.
What forms are going to be changed, Merri?
Well, forms that can be changed. I'm sure we're going to be working on, I think we have a forms person with us right now, Noah, right? Are you on the forms right now? You want to come and tell me?
I'm on the back. You want me to talk?
You can.
I'm a little shy.
And what I can tell you is They haven't been changed yet, but we are working on them, and it's not something we're rushing into. But I do wanna tell you that the last coffee and donuts I just had, I was at an office, that no one used to buy a broker agreement. So I walked into a real estate office, everyone, you know, mostly Hispanics, they're mostly buyer's agents, and this scared them, and they never used to buy a broker agreement. And when I left, they were very excited. We already used to buy a broker agreement here. Is there anyone here that doesn't use to buy a broker agreement? Because I've been pushing you guys, I've been telling you guys for at least 5 years you should buy a broker agreement. It's so easy. And, you know, and we'll go into that, but you want to ask about forms, so go ahead.
Good morning, guys. I actually said on the settlement tag, that's helping create forms, 3 different forms. The BBA, the buyer's brokerage agreement number 1. The buyer's brokerage agreement is gonna say what your compensation is gonna be. Now, what it is?
Yeah.
All right, basically, what you're gonna put on your BBA is what you expect to make. Now, let's say that you negotiate X amount of dollars, $4.
But really quick, does everyone understand that we are in a lawsuit and we are probably gonna opt in? And, well, let me just stop really quick. So anyone under $2 million, you know, NAR had, 2 billion, NAR had this lawsuit. Obviously, Realty One Group doesn't fall under $2 billion for that year, right? So here I am, so happy, we're probably gonna opt in, but my own company is not part of the settlement. And I'm texting Kuba, giving him some curse words, what are you doing? He's playing games with me, honestly, like, oh, you know, Realty One Group, blah, blah, blah. And Realty One Group settled. So I wanna give everyone a round of applause, that means, okay? They weren't part of the initial settlement because we sell so much, so good job, guys, but he did settle, so that is good, so now go
Great,
ahead.
3 parts. So basically, the buyer's brokerage agreement, I won't get into details because I don't know if I 100% can, but I've been doing this for 30 years. I've done over 10,000 transactions. I sell real estate every single day, 7 days a week. So understand the buyer's brokerage agreement is gonna be something that we have to use. They say it's gonna be enforced by the MLS. We'll see how that works out. So buyer's brokerage agreement is something you're gonna have. The next thing they're gonna
Wait a
have.
minute, what is the date that we have to start? It's mandatory.
August 17th.
August 17th, you guys hear that? I would start doing it today. There's no reason why you shouldn't be, yes, Damon.
Very important question would be, if I'm gonna go show homes.
Can you wait for that question to be answering
ahead.
someone else's question
Go
first,
ahead.
and then you'll be next, okay? I promise. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
you know, and I'll be happy to answer any questions, because like you guys, I wanna know, okay, great, so we have all these forms, they're not Nevada law, they're policy keys. So how is it gonna work out exactly? And you know what, and the thing is, it's a workout broken product. The MLS committee is supposed to have oversight over the BDA. So that's number 1, and we'll come back and answer your questions, great questions, I know exactly where your head's at, 'cause it's exactly what I was thinking. Number 2, the listing agreement. They're gonna be changing some changes back to the MLS agreement of compensation, how that works back and forth. So they have the forms out with the attorneys right now, they'll come back and it'll be good and clean for everyone in the business. But most importantly, the third one is the RPA. Now, one of the things I lobbied for, and everyone did, is for transparency and clarity, they're gonna negotiate the commissions in the body of the contract. So 1, 2, 3, it's like the Holy Trinity. And those 3 documents should be out in the next couple of weeks, back from our attorney. She put together an amazing pack that has been working on this for countless hours, of people that actually do deals every single day and know how to deal and how to, what's gonna happen. You know, it's not just like, oh, here's a form, but in reality, when you're in the trenches working, it doesn't work. Question?
But, so really quick, Damon, give me 1 second. So what he's pretty much saying is, when you're like, what's the next form? It's just like, we just get a form, we do it. So our board of directors, we get together with MLS, then we give it to an attorney. And the attorney goes over it, and then it comes back.
Tries to mess it up.
And
We
this
fix it.
this lawsuit that's been going on, it keeps changing and changing and changing and changing and changing, and we keep changing the form. So until it completely gets out, we have to make sure it's correct, we're not doing anything wrong. So it's a long process. So it's not just something we do, we give it to an attorney, we have, 3 attorneys on it, right? And we just gotta make sure it's right, but it's actual people that are selling real estate, it's not a broker from another state that's looking at it, and then attorneys will look at it and will go, no, that doesn't make sense. We're making sure it's right, but we're explaining to them what's going on. And everyone is nervous about this. The thing is, it's not gonna be you print out an MLS sheet as a buyer's agent and you're like, oh, I'm getting 3 apples. I'm getting 3 apples, so I'm just gonna open the door. Now you're gonna actually have to call up agents like all of us should do and are doing and say, hey, my name is Merri. Nowhere. Are you given any form of compensation? Great. Then when he hangs up, is it negotiable, you know, whatever you must do. And then you follow up with an email if it's not in there. You follow up with an email. But it's time to show our professionalism and show why we do what we do and stop putting each other down on social media. You guys know that I'm always telling you guys, do not put anyone down. It makes us look bad. If they want to do it, that's on them. Give them a phone call and tell them, hey, take that down. That's ridiculous. You look stupid. All right, Dan, go ahead.
Right here, Merri. Right here, Merri. There you go.
So a couple of things, right? So agent goes out to show property. Is there a different vehicle in the buyer broker agreement that they'll be able to sign with that prospect?
We haven't come out with it, so you have to wait for the form to come out. We are working on it, just like, you know, he was saying.
Something different than the buyer brokerage agreement? Is that?
It's all gonna be the same. The question you're asking is like, hey, I'm gonna do an open house, someone doesn't want to sign it. What's gonna really happen? What's really gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen. But the correct answer is, they're gonna have to sign the buyer's brokerage agreement.
Okay.
You cannot take someone out without a buyer broker agreement.
But
That's
so
what
the
it is.
NAR settlement doesn't say it has to be a buyer broker agreement, it doesn't
Say
say
it again?
by law, the NAR settlement says it doesn't have to be an agency agreement, that the agreement to show homes. The NAR settlement fact, FAQ states that specifically, that it doesn't have to be a buyer brokerage agreement. It could be an agreement, it doesn't have to be an agency agreement.
It's not agency agreement, it's buyer brokerage agreement. So there's two. Basically, a duties owed to agency agreement, we're supposed to have in contract. Then we have a BBA. The way it's written right now, we're trying to figure it out exactly how it is right now to show a house. If I have an open house and people are coming in, I'm supposed to get every single person to sign a BBA before they come into the house.
Which is a buyer broker agreement.
Okay, does that mean?
That's not what the NAR settlement says. If they're coming to an open house, you do not have to have an agreement for them to walk into an open house. If you're gonna go show them a
represent
property
them, yeah, but if you're gonna
outside
represent them
that
as a
open
buyer,
house, then
yes.
yes, you'd have to have an agreement.
Right,
So-
well, in their open house,
so-
you're not when you have an open house,
Correct.
they could be
Yeah, so
represented
you
by
don't have to have
someone
an
else. So
agreement,
we're not
correct.
telling you at an open house to sign a buyer broker agreement.
Correct.
If you're representing them, then they sign a buyer broker agreement.
Which is what we're hoping to do.
Well, hold on, but you just said, hold on though, you just said, and I wanna be clear here, cause this is very important. You just said I don't have to sign a duty vote if I have to sign my buyer brokerage agreement. No, you just said that.
Not if here. They're gonna have to eventually sign a duties owed. It's like all.
Well, how in the world are they
NRS
gonna sign a
NRS
buyer
is
brokerage
duties owed.
agreement before they sign a duties owed?
They want them to sign.
How's that gonna happen?
They
Cause
want-
that can't happen right now.
Okay, well, here's the best thing you can do. If you don't agree with it, you can send an email to the attorney.
Well, no, listen, we're dealing with Nevada real estate
Right.
division law and
I didn't
everything else
say you
right
had
now.
to- I didn't
You're
say
now
you had
saying
to
that
do
we're gonna
it.
sign
I'm
an
talking
agreement with
about
the
buyer
buyer
agreement.
and we don't have a duties owed sign. Is that correct?
To show a property, show a buyer.
Okay.
You have to have a buyer's brokerage agreement, right? You're also gonna need everything that's required by state law, which includes.
Duties
You're not being clear, you guys aren't being clear. You guys are not being clear.
Okay, we're not
It's pretty
attorneys.
clear.
You're not being
We're not
clear.
attorneys.
I
Because-
think you're not understanding, Greg, but you know what? Let's get offline together.
Is
and
the
we
buyer
sit down and
brokerage
we-
agreement and agency agreements?
The buyer's brokers, BBA is not an agency agreement. An agency agreement like the duties owed is NRS. BBA is policy. Duties owed is NRS. I don't have to sit down and talk to you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
A lot of us have those.
go ahead.
Can I throw something into the mix?
Sure,
This is a complex issue.
right.
Damon's talking about agency, which is the duties owed. You're
Duty-
talking
hold on.
about
Right, we're talking
compensation.
about two
You're
separate
talking about
things.
compensation, which is the BBA.
Right, right.
So.
You guys are wrong on that.
Damon's on track with.
Duties owed is not an
Duties
agency.
owed has to
The
be
duties
signed.
owed is not an agency agreement. The buyer brokerage
All right,
agreement is
Damon,
an
this
agency
is not an
agreement.
attorney
The
thing,
duties
this is
owed is
copy.
disclosure.
So.
We just need
we're-
clarity.
Right, but we're not talking about duties owed. You are. I'm talking about buyer broker agreement.
Right now, today, I cannot sign a buyer broker agreement with the real estate division without having a duties owed signed, otherwise I'm violating NRS.
Okay, so then you get duties owed
100%.
signed.
Correct.
So tell us what we're doing.
We'll figure it out. It'll come out in the next couple of weeks. How about that? How about the truth? How about we're trying to
Okay.
figure it out?
No,
So here-
before you say a
here-
couple weeks, we have some, and that's the reason I'm here, is to try to see what you guys were gonna say. We're gonna have to figure it out, and you can't really say a couple of weeks, because is.
It is, I don't know, we're waiting to.
But the reality is they're gonna change the forms,
They are gonna
and our
be,
legislators are not even gonna change the laws until probably January, February of next year.
that's true.
So we have things that are gonna come into place that we have to abide by August, but yet Nevada's laws aren't even gonna change before then. So we have to be compliant to Nevada's laws today, to what they're saying NAR settlement is gonna be in August, but yet everything's gonna change again whenever Nevada laws change, NEC and NRS codes change in next year sometime.
They're not gonna change the NRS.
They're gonna rewrite the laws, I promise you. They're gonna have to because they don't fit today's thing with what NAR settlement is.
So here's what I can tell you guys, I gave you guys a piece of paper, if you guys want to keep up to date with attorneys, and they change it all the time, you guys can go to facts.realtor, and that's where all their attorneys are on there, you could ask questions. I'm not an attorney, I'm just a realtor like you, and every week it changes. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, the scariest to me is VA. Because VA, that's gonna be very, very scary. How are we gonna be compensated if the listing agent doesn't wanna compensate us and we can't have VA pay for us, then what do we do? And VA is not ready to change anytime soon. I spoke to some people at the VA. I mean, we sent them letters, it sounds good, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm very scared for veterans. And that's what I work with the most. And, you know, not too many people like to work for free, so it's super important as a listing agent, we show our wealth when we take a listing appointment, and it shouldn't change. We still want, as a listing agent, to be able to explain that they're gonna get more offers when they're offering compensation to the buyer side, right? But here's another thing, competition.realtor. This is for consumers and third parties, so you could tell your clients, because we can't even explain everything, because we're not attorneys and we haven't changed everything. I just came back from Washington DC yesterday, and I'm learning new things, and we still haven't settled in where I know everything, we're still waiting for paperwork for them to come in, this is all new to us. You guys remember general membership? Everyone remember a general membership? That day is when I found out at 4 o'clock in the morning, I got a text that says I have to be on a mandatory Zoom. At 7 a.m., I was told we're settling. And I was supposed to have the NAR head attorney at general membership speak to us for 20 minutes, and then she says, no, I'm not coming. I mean, that was at the general membership meeting, so I had to switch my whole speech. We had to take that guy, make it long. I had to switch everything. I was so nervous because everything changed on me. So every time I think I know the answers, then they come up with something else. And even some of our attorneys are not even understanding what's happening. But I do know what thing that's happening, it's not gonna be the same as it is. And if you're a new agent, you're gonna be very comfortable with this, because this is the way you're gonna learn how to do it. If you've been in the business 5 or 10 years, it's gonna be a little hard for you, because this is not normal. If I've been selling real estate for over 30 years, 99% of my business is repeat clients. My clients are going nowhere. No one even asked me about the lawsuit. It's strangers. Has any of your clients asked you about this lawsuit? Anyone? So you guys got a few? None of my clients did. And then, right, you do newspaper articles. And then you could tell them that you could go to competition.realtor, but your service is not changing. You have to show your value. And that's what the news is portraying us. Oh my God, we all make so much money, we're driving Porsches, we make $50,000 each home, we don't work hard, and that's so far from the truth. So many of us are struggling, right? Okay, so let's talk about other stuff. What else, other kind of questions you have?
What is about dual agency? Because authorization for buyer to go to the buyer safety agent, they can.
Right now, dual agency, we still, I could speak at Realty One Group, we're allowed to do dual agency. There are some brokerages that don't allow it. They haven't told us that we're not allowed to do it. I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, I love doing dual agency because I bring everyone to the table and I explain everything that's going on. What else do we have? anything, you guys wanna know what's going on with the board? I know it's all about the lawsuit, but, you know,
Who's
what else
speaking
can-
at the next general membership meeting?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Wendy probably.
Brian Gordon.
It is Brian.
Brian Gordon with
Brian's
applied
gonna do
analysis, and then we
the
have,
future.
I wrote it down, hold on.
It's Brian Gordon from Applied.
But we also have Lee Barrett, who is doing our CE, and he's doing, wait a minute, I wrote it down.
The future of agency and.
It's called the Future of Agency and Buy a Broker Agreement, and it's 3 hours of agency CE credits. And do you guys know that with everything that's going on, it's more important than ever to show your value as a buyer's agent. NAR is doing ABR classes for free. You can catch it on Zoom, you can catch it at LDR. I have someone working with Wendy right now to get a class in, I think it's in Green Valley, because this office won't hold enough. And that'll be amazing, we wanna get 150 agents there. But all that stuff you guys should be doing, because a lot of things are changing where we have to show our value, and there's nothing wrong with that. I love showing my value. I negotiate every single deal that I do as a listing agent and as a buyer's agent. What else you guys?
Mary, one thing that's important about the ABR, we have a lot of newer agents here. And some of you have taken the class with Lee and graduated, or you went down to Key and took it with Jimmy Dad. There are some requirements to get your designation done. So if you've been doing this for 4 months and you took the class, you don't have your ABR. You can't put it on your business card because there's other requirements that you have to have. So just be aware of that. But still take the class.
No,
Take the
it
class.
changes and you learn.
The knowledge is what you want, not necessarily just the ABR on your business card. So some agents were disappointed they couldn't get their certification. Wendy's
Um,
gonna-
So I want you guys, in a few dates, I want you guys to remember, so right after here, we're not allowed to do, property management, but it's very good to know property managers, because you get to refer your business to them. We have a property manager meeting today here at LVR, and that's at 11 o'clock. We have another meeting global this Thursday at 10 a.m. at LVR. Everyone know about Cosmic Bowling? May 31st? Yes, no? Starts at 9 o'clock, goes to 12:30. How many lanes do we have?
We have 2 teams so far.
That's it?
That's it. Yell at them, Mary. Yell at
Okay,
them right
you
now.
guys don't wanna bowl and it's for charity, it's something like that's our funnest event. I need you guys to go see Tim after this to get, you wanna come up, Wendy, to get leagues going.
You start drinking at 8:30 in the morning.
I just want to elaborate just a little bit on the ADR. So Tim is correct. So there's 2 courses out there that NAR developed. One is all about buyers, and one is all about sellers. So one is an ADR, and one is an SRS, which is your seller's representative, right? The ADR course alone costs $495. That's just for the course. That's not including your royalties and what it takes for you to get into REBAC to be able to claim that you have an ADR. So with this lawsuit, NAR has to put aside a couple $1 million for all of our local associations to be able to offer the ADR course to you guys for free.
Free!
So it can't get any better than that.
And also NAR said our dues are not gonna go up
For 2 years.
for 2 years, so that's when I just left, and we were all assuming it's gonna go up thousands of dollars, $500 because of this lawsuit, and it hasn't, and they promise it's not gonna happen for 2 years.
No, so NAR is working with the attorneys right now on the bond that they need for the first payment, which is due, I think, in the first quarter of next year. And it's over a 4-year period. But back to the ADR. So we're offering the ADR every single month at the association. You can go online to the website, LasVegasRealtor.com, go to education, pull up ADR, and it'll tell you all the dates that we're offering it. We will come to brokerages as long as we have 75 or more.
We're working with Green Valley right now, we're gonna do.
Correct, for you guys. And then, don't forget, and I don't wanna put this in your head, but, so, it changes regularly. Let me tell you how much it changes.
The lawsuit she's talking
The
about.
lawsuit. So, in the past 6 weeks, Merri and I have been to 4 different conferences. And every single conference, the attorney comes on the stage, which is Katie Johnson and Leslie, and something has changed, right? Something has changed on what the judge wants, something has changed on what the other party is asking for, something has changed in the discrete, because it hasn't been completely worked out 100%, so we have to remember that.
So until it comes out, we really can't answer because we've never seen it. We just keep hearing it changes daily. Every time I turn around, I'm on Zoom, I'm traveling all over the place to try to get the answers. And when I think I know the answer, then 2 days later, they're like, oh no, they didn't accept that, but we're gonna do this. Okay, what does that mean? Well, it means this. And then another attorney said, no, this is what's gonna happen. So until it's finalized, like, that's why we don't wanna come out with the forms, because it's not finalized yet. So we don't wanna make you guys do a new form that's not correct, because you guys are gonna go crazy, just like I'm gonna go crazy. I sell real estate. I can't have one form, learn it, and then the next day that form's wrong. So we have to wait till it's completely out. But go ahead, explain yourself.
I just lost my host right spot.
About the attorneys.
So yes, the best thing to do, just like we do, is you need to go to facts.realtor. Okay, facts.realtor is updated every single day. It is updated with FAQs. It is updated with different kind of information that's come out from the courts, from the other side, from both parties, what's going on in Kansas, has the settlements been lumped together, are the copycat cases going away? There's just a bunch of questions out there, and right now, the best thing that we can do, which is I know sometimes is hard to hear, is to listen and let NAR guide us. Because if we don't let them guide us, then what happens, right? One person says, I saw Wendy come out of the bathroom, the next person's gonna say, oh, she had toilet paper on her, but by the end of the day, I'm naked, right? So we wanna make sure that we don't listen to all of the noise out there and really take the direction from LDR and NAR. And the way that you can do that is making sure going to facts.realtor, we also have a link on the website that goes directly to there too. We also have a front-facing website that we have links for consumers to go in and get information too. So it's not just for agents, right? So on our front-facing page, we also have some for consumers. So if your clients have questions, or your clients wanna know something, I saw a couple of hands go up, direct them to the front-facing of LasVegasRealtor.com, and there's a big thing on there that talks about the NAR. And they can also go to facts.realtor too. But back to the ADR, if you can take advantage of it, because you get 1 year of your royalties paid, you get to put ADR behind your name, and you get the information. This is how much information you get. The booklet is 215 pages. That should tell you I'm intensely
So question, Wendy, on the ADR, so I took that class and now Tim is saying you're not actually certified to do what else?
You have to take the other class or whatever.
So there's a third class that is what they call
Like a general?
It's an elective. So what we're doing is every 2 months, we're offering an elective, but unfortunately, the elective is not free. Only the ADR course is free. So we're trying to work out some stuff with NAR right now to see if you can kind of meet in the middle, get some grants, so you guys can get the whole program for free, but we're working on that on our end.
You can probably get it from Key for $1 or
No,
$20,
Key
whatever.
can't
And is that elective?
He cannot, so ABR is an NAR designation. Other agencies, other schools cannot teach it unless they have a license directly from us.
So is that elective, you're talking about another 2-day event, or is
It's
it?
1 day.
1 day.
And you can take it online.
Okay.
And right now, if you don't like to sit in a classroom, like some of us don't, I don't, right? I rather do things on the computer or whatever. You can now go directly to AR and take the ABR2 through them, through their Zoom. So you can also take it there and get their information because those instructors are highly qualified, just like the ones that we bring in.
Perfect, thank
Yes,
you.
Amy?
If you take, the ADR with, is there a reimbursement?
What do you
for
mean?
that?
When did you take it?
Yeah, they first came out with it, we were paying, we did it at the Southwest.
That was
2
before
months
we
ago.
were-
Okay, so just send me an email, what I'll do is I'll get a hold of Reback and ask them if they'll go back.
Okay.
They may, I can't guarantee it, but I can ask. Yeah.
So you
I
guys,
can ask.
stay right here. So you guys know that you guys like we have back office at Realty One Group for like, whatever we need. Listing appointments. There's another website, it's called thatswhoweare.realtor. Write that down. that has like 179 pages of what we do for our consumers. So it's our back office that we could use, that NAR has all this amazing stuff, and it's super important that we use it. So what else do you guys have? What other questions do you guys have?
Merri, where is it at?
That's who we are, Realtor. All the stuff that I'm telling you about is all over LVR. When you guys see videos coming out, I will get an email and a video from the NAR president. I don't get on screen and tell you guys stuff, because it changes. I directly make sure that attorney says it's okay, and I ship it right out to you guys. That's why you guys are getting a lot of emails. If you are not getting emails from LVR, you have opted out, and I need you to come to me or Wendy so we can get you back in the system, because everything we send out is super, super important. Go ahead, David.
Zillow came out with a 7-day.
That we can't, we did that.
Yeah,
That, so
that's
because
a
the
brokerage.
association is here, it is antitrust, we cannot talk about other brokerages, sorry. You would have to wait until later on, yeah, we can't be involved in that conversation, it's an
And just real
antitrust
quick, to Wendy's
violation.
point, in case you didn't know, Zillow is a brokerage.
Yes,
Yeah.
they
Right,
are.
That's why we
we
can't
all
talk
do
about
know that.
So we can't talk about other brokerages when we're in brokerages. It's against NAR and against the code of ethics, and it's antitrust, so you guys can get a big.
Nora, you wanna say hi really quick? Thank you for bringing the food.
Sorry,
No,
I'm
let's
late,
see,
so
let's
to
have
see
the
so many
question.
faces. I've gotten to listen to you a couple of times, and it's really reassuring, and it speaks to what's happening.
Well, it changes every few days, but, you know, thank you. And there's more things that are coming out, but just like Wendy said, ABR is super important, and it's free right now, so take advantage of it. Just like Damon said, Amy, you guys took the classes, we paid $249, it was a great class, right? Well, now it's free. And they have different ones, like general memberships, Lee Barrett is doing a different ABR class. And it's no, we're gonna have a bunch of different ones, you could take maybe, how many are you is there a stop of how many you can take? No, you can keep taking the classes, so if you need, yeah.
I got a question. Well, you're telling me that this APR is free, but in my other ears, hearing is free for this class, but yet you have to do this class. Is there a couple of classes?
If you want to get the designation, so,
Or
when you
the
get,
knowledge is free, the designation.
the class is free, you get the 3 CE. So you still will get the CE. The ABR is like, you can also get a designation to put on your card, yeah, whatever you want, you put it on your business card. But to do that, they need you to do one more class, and that may cost, I don't know, $20, $30, whatever it is. But that's only to get ABR certified. But the ABR class is free, and it's CE credited free. And then if you decide to take that other class, it costs $249 to get ABR, that designation, they're also paying for that.
It will be, yes, it will be charged.
I think every single designation that you take is now, just like VA rep, when you think, oh, every year you have to first of all, you have to retake it, and every year you have to pay for it. So I don't know of any other designation that is, I used to have like 50, and I had to let them go because it kept costing, but the ABR one, I'm gonna hold on to, because now that we're in this situation, and you know, I will come in and, Damon, we all feel like you feel, this is terrible, but guess what? I was at Washington DC, and we had 2 attorneys in a classroom with 1,000 MLS people, and people said, why did you guys do this? Why did you do this? Why did you do this? And I just grabbed the mic and I just said, the attorneys are like, what do you think, they're gonna change for you or me or whatever? This was how much did NAR lose? What was the number that we?
214 million.
No, billion, not million, billion. NAR doesn't have that money, so we were gonna go bankrupt. So at this point, and they're like, no, they didn't think we were gonna lose. How did we lose this case? It's crazy that we lost it. Did we have good attorney? I don't know. I don't know, but I know we lost. We tried to move it from the state it was in. They didn't allow it. So NAR says, okay, either we go bankrupt and we're in the wild, wild west. I don't know if you guys have ever been without NAR. And then a lot of people are like, screw NAR, we don't need them. Go ahead, go on your own, do it. See what's gonna happen. You're not gonna be part of this lawsuit, and then everyone on the strip when I was younger, right when I got out of high school. And I was union, and a lot of people said, oh, I wanna be union. If we didn't have the union there, it would be nuts like the wild, wild west. So everyone keeps talking about, we're leaving NAR, our numbers have not changed, no one's leaving, we're all just bitching. But I said to the person with the mic, cause I was like, listen guys, none of us wanted this to happen, we're already past that. They're not changing for us. We could have, listen, when the attorney comes on, the next day says a different thing, you don't think I wanna say, wait, you just told me that, what's the point? It's changing because it hasn't been signed. So once it gets signed and we know what's going on, we're gonna fix it as best as we can. We have to adapt to whatever's going on. And will this be the only lawsuit? This is the seller's lawsuit. Could there be a buyer's lawsuit? One of you guys can sue me right now because I'm not wearing pink, because I like pink and purple. This color offended you. And I may lose in court, because that's what happens.
And show your pink butt.
Whoever has a better attorney and anyone can sue anyone. So this was the best that we could come, what NAR done, they could afford it, they're not raising our dues. It's gonna be business as usual. My thing is, I think the cream's gonna rise to the top. You know, we got to let our consumers know that we are working hard for them. We're gonna have to show them our value. There's nothing wrong with that. We should be. And everyone's upset about the buyer broker agreement. I've been using it for 10 years. Me and my assistant if anyone was on my team, Michelle, did I tell you have to use a buyer broker agreement? Linda, right? Every single one of my deals have been the buyer broker agreement way before this lawsuit. Because I'm letting them know that someone's paying me. And, I've been telling Tim to be teaching these classes for a long time. I will teach you one-on-one how comfortable it is for me to do. And I can tell you this, if you are an agent by yourself and you're working 2 or 3 jobs, it's gonna be a lot difficult. I would suggest you probably go on a team, because if someone can't get a hold of you, because now you're not gonna be able to put on the bottom of our sheet what you're compensating. It's gonna have to go someplace. They're gonna have to be able to get a hold of you. And if you're a buyer's agent and you're calling a listing agent and they don't answer, you're gonna be in big trouble with a listing agent. So this is what I tell other people. If you are a realtor and you're working 2 or 3 jobs, 0 is 0. But if you get on a team and you can negotiate at 50-50, whatever the case may be, there's a lot of people here that have teams, it's better than nothing, right? But you have to be able to answer your phone, and we have to be more professional.
Merri, is there any conversation regarding individual brokerages, right, in antitrust, putting on their own websites, through IDX, right, but going and uploading manually their listing with compensation shown there?
I can tell you as of yesterday, that was what they want us to do. They want us to be we are allowed to put it on our website. We can't put it on the MLS. Now, I don't know what Tim as Realty One Group is gonna enforce with us. Can we put it on our own website, or can we put it on, that's a question for each broker. But as of today, unless an email came out that said no, we are allowed to put our compensation on our forward-facing website. Our personal or our broker, you have to speak to your broker, right? But as of today, now if they change tomorrow, you can't hold me to it, but as of today, that's correct. Go ahead.
As an agent, on my own personal website, regardless of whether the brokerage approves me to or not, the brokerage have to approve their agent's baby to do that.
Tim? He ran, he heard that question and he ran. Where's Tim? Yeah, go ahead, stand up, Chase, come on, stand up. Chase, stand up, so everyone can see you.
The NAR attorney did mention that you can put on your website or your brokerage website, you can even put it on social media. You can do it on your own, all your listings. You can put it in your email.
Here's something that I'm thinking, but I'm not sure yet. Agent remarks. VA friendly, what does that mean?
And that means that you're gonna
Right.
be able to
So,
help
right.
them out.
Now, that means you would be able to help anyone out, because if it's VA friendly, cause that's the only one that really could get screwed out of this right now. Cause VA doesn't see the value of us as a realtor, they're thinking if they could save that extra amount, and that's why I just came back from Washington, I went to the Hill, I'm speaking to politicians throughout Nevada, and all over and expressing my concern with VA. Everyone else will figure it out, but VA is, we're gonna be in a little rut. That's why listing agents have to express how important it is to compensate the other side. And right now, me in my mind, I'm thinking if we just put an agent age or mark, VA friendly, that means we're compensating, we're not putting. Tim, you walked out, but we have a question for you.
Go back outside.
On the same topic.
So,
On the same
wait,
topic,
go ahead.
because we don't answer the same question. On the MLS, are we allowed to go to our website for more details, or what's gonna be?
Well,
the
that,
VA
that's agent age or remarks. You just can't put compensation on MLS, that's what the change is. The two changes are you can't put compensation on MLS, and you have to use a buyer broker agreement. So you're talking about duty, so nothing is changing locally. NAR is saying, we have to use a buyer broker agreement, and you have to go to fax.realtor, it changes all the time. But this is what they're, there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it, that's part of the lawsuit. We have to do a buyer broker agreement, and our compensation cannot be on MLS anymore. So, can it be on forward-facing website? Yes. Are you allowing us to put it on our personal website, or is it gonna be Realty One Group, how are we doing it?
1-800-CALL-CUBA.
Good answer, Tim. You see, so that's the answer, he doesn't know yet, because Kuba doesn't know yet, because it hasn't come out yet. No one knows yet. I know the two for sure things, Damon, buy broker agreement, and it can't be on MLS.
So my question is if it's so bad to put it on MLS, but I can put it whatever the hell I want on my website.
I'm not an attorney,
I
right.
understand that, but I'm just saying it sounds very stupid.
Because when we lost, that's what they wanted, they're not realtors, these were people suing to try to get as much money as they possibly can. And you guys don't even understand, we were getting copycat lawsuits, everyone's suing us, it was ridiculous, and then, screw NAR, screw this, and I'm just going back to my union ways, where if there was no union on the strip, there would be some major things, and if anyone thinks about leaving NAR, you guys would be absolutely crazy, because that's who's protecting us now.
So
All right,
are you pointing at me or someone?
I see you guys, go ahead.
So I think part of the lawsuit is a stipulation about, non-MLS agents or non-realtors being able to use the log boxes or to use the MLS, something like that. Can you talk about that? It's completely
That's
separate.
kind of the
That
law.
was in the original
Right.
settlement. I don't know
Yeah,
if that exists.
No, it was there.
That was in the original settlement.
Yeah,
That-
everything
from
is
there.
pending, nothing has gone through, we haven't even signed. But the two things that are constant is nothing on the MLS for commission and the BBA. So Damon and then Sean.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, for example, you're very diligent, you get your buyer broker's agreement, you negotiate with your purchaser, they're gonna compensate you. And then here I am, the nice listing agent that says, you know what, I gotta get some damn money for this other agent. So is there gonna be more ways for people to get screwed, because now you're getting paid from, and then I give you something, so shit, now you're double dipping.
Let me tell you one other thing, I was in Washington DC a month and a half ago, my girlfriend Nora Gary, she became the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals president. So here I am, I'm in Washington DC, and NAREP is going all out. They're saying that this is ridiculous. Hispanic home ownership has gone up 40%. Now all of a sudden, they're trying to take away buyer's agents. That is, that's crazy. But NAREP was going all in. I came back, I was like, oh my God, Gary Costa's going all in, he's doing all this. They have millions of dollars just fighting all the third parties. They're like, this is ridiculous because the Hispanic home ownership is going up. Now you want to stop buyer's agents? And then we settled. And then everyone's like, and now we have to wait a minute. Now we have to figure it out, right? But the whole thing is, everyone knows that my clients are usually first-time home buyers, Hispanics, African Americans, and veterans. All the other people are gonna be okay. The ones that are not gonna be okay are veteran VA. And I sent you a letter that, but I spoke to other people, and VA right now is like, no, we're not worried about realtors. We don't need to compensate them. And we can't collect it ourselves from them. So what are we gonna do? So, do I have to work for free? I mean, I guess sometimes I may have to work for free. Hopefully, the listing agent will be compensating me, right? And it's my job as a listing agent to express how important it is. And the reason why it's always been my guess that listing agents compensate both sides is because usually they're the ones that have the equity. So when we have first-time home buyers come in, they usually, especially when you have a minority group, first-time home, they don't have money, VA, they don't have to worry about compensating a buyer's agent because a listing agent is compensating it. And that's where the lawsuit came in. Why are you guys forcing us? And it was also that we price fixed. I know at Realty One Group, no one ever told any of us, you have to take a 5 apples or 6 apples or 7 apples. All they care about is their, what is the name of it?
Corporate transaction.
Transaction fee. As long as we're giving them a transaction fee, they're good. I've done 1 banana, half a banana, 9 bananas. I do what I feel comfortable with. It's always been negotiable, but that's what the lawsuit was. They said we were never negotiable, and we know that's not true. But there's nothing we could do. We're already past that point. So did you have another question?
No, well, it was just,
I think he's done.
I'm good.
I think Shaker needs a one-on-one.
I used my.
Yeah, you did.
I believe in, I'm not.
You sliced that baby
Whatever's
into
on the
woods.
fire grocery, that's what you're gonna be able to collect max, okay? Not gonna be able to double.
1,000%, whatever you put in there, but let me explain something, wait a minute, let me also explain something to you. You could also amend it, so let's just say, cause I asked these questions, let's just say a new home track says, I'm giving you 5 oranges, and you also can get 2 Fruity Pebbles, 2 as a bonus, but our buy a broker agreement says we're only taking 5 oranges. So now you can amend it and say, hey, Mr. Buyer, I'm also gonna get 2 Fruity Pebbles, and I need to amend this, and here's what it is, please sign here. It's not gonna cost you the 2 Fruity Pebbles, I'm getting it from over there. So everything that you could still amend it, and I asked that question. So it's all gonna be negotiable. And I don't know, but I do commercial, there's a thing called letter of intent. We're gonna start being able to hopefully negotiate what we think. Why should Judy, that's a listing agent, tell me what I should be getting for compensation for my buyers? So now we'll be able to say, hey Judy, I'm sorry you're getting 2 oranges, but I work for 4 oranges, and this is what I'm questioning from your seller.
That's exactly my question, okay?
Okay.
No admission that the compensation might be in the offer, we're working on that right now. Is there going to be a vehicle toward the offer, because once the offer is there, right, I mean, there's a counter offer process, but that's not a letter of intent
Wait, so,
process.
David, you know I work full-time as a realtor. Everyone on the board does. That's all of our questions. We have to wait till they tell us before we change the forms. So that's what we are working on. Yeah, no, we're asking that same thing, and besides I have a forms committee, I have a settlement pad committee, which consists of the top agents that all they do is forms and stuff. And then anything that they plan on doing, we then give it to the attorney. But then what happens is, something else comes up, so then they go back to the drawing board, and so until it comes out, all these questions we're doing, and all the questions you have, believe me, I'm in a room arguing, and why, we're all in there. And we're like, okay, so if we do this with the buy broker agreement, Can we amend it? Well, I don't see why not. Yeah, it doesn't say we can. Okay, so right, so right now, we plan on where you're gonna be able to amend it. And, you know, we wanna do like that letter of intent in the contract, but we have to wait till we know exactly, and it changes daily, weekly, monthly, in every state. I mean, and you don't think I was a little upset when I'm at, general membership, and here I am thinking, this is going on, and I have the head attorneys for NAR coming in, and then I was like, oh, Wendy, did you hear we just settled? No. Oh yeah, I just got a 4 o'clock text that I have to get on Zoom at 7. Can you send an email to see if NAR is still coming? No, they said no. Who am I? I'm nobody, right? I'm the president of, no, they don't care. So I had to change everything up, and that is what's going on with us. But believe me, we all have your best interest at heart. I took this position. You guys know I'm not selling what I used to sell, because you guys are more important. 16,500 of you guys. I see you making meetings. I'm sorry I don't have all the answers. We're trying, but just know that I'm putting together, besides the forums committee and this committee, I have pads that I'm putting together, the smartest people in rooms figuring it out. And we hired new attorneys, we have old attorneys, we have so many people looking into it. But in my eyes, you take this negative and you make it a positive, the cream's gonna rise to the top. And Judy can't tell me as a listing agent what I'm worth anymore, because that's how it used to be. But honestly, with me, it wasn't, because I had to buy a broker agreement. And I said, I'm working for these many bananas, when she was only giving me these many bananas. I was still getting it either from my client or through, asking for concessions. And I use the concessions, which we still can do, for commission. Do you guys understand what I'm saying?
So those, I have a question.
Go ahead. Wait, I wanna make sure everyone just understood what I said.
Yes.
And so, very easy, right?
Yeah.
You have it in the buyer broker agreement, you're charging this amount. Judy as a listing agent is only given this amount. The rest is either gonna come from my client, and if they don't have the money, I could ask for concessions. And even if listen, I beat out cash deals all the time. It's so easy. You guys know, you have any questions, you can come one with me. I want you guys to understand that this is gonna be good. It's not gonna be bad. It's change, no one likes it, especially me, I promise. But we will get through it, and we'll get as much training as we can. I'll come one-on-one and explain as much, but right now, none of us are sure, because it hasn't changed yet. The only two for sure is, it can't be on the MLS, and you have to use your buyer broker agreement. Everything else, we're gonna fill in between. All right, you had a question.
So are the listing agreements gonna change as well?
Yes,
So, because we used to have
they're gonna change.
a co-op,
No more co-op. Right.
well, it's not on the.
Right, yes, it's gonna change.
Years ago, we could.
Let's forget about years ago, we're in the present, it's all our forms are gonna change. Any buy broker agreement's gonna change, and the listing agreement's gonna change, and we're gonna change whatever we have to change to make it easier for all of us. Go ahead.
What's one of the main changes of the listing agreement, if you don't mind me asking?
With Noah.
Is it gonna stay?
He's already left.
Noah left.
Is it gonna stay in sellers going to pay a commission?
We have our next board meeting on Thursday, but Wendy, we have forms out with attorneys right now that haven't even been approved, right?
Exactly.
So, we don't know yet.
It will be changed, but we can't disclose it because it's still, the attorneys are still looking at it.
We will do what's best for all of us, I promise. Right,
This is gonna be a cyclical process
Right.
anyways. In different markets, you're gonna see a windfall, you're gonna see different negotiation.
and there's gonna be a lot of people not doing it right, and there's gonna be a lot of fines that people are gonna pay if people tell on you, I'm gonna tell you that. You know, you guys know I'm not a tattletale, I'll call you guys up and say, hey, get this down now or do this. I mean, everything's changed, just like we went from a master bedroom to a primary. I still will go in, because I've been doing this 30 years, I'll still go into you guys know you have to use primary, right? You can't use master. I've told you that before. So you know how many times I'll do a video, I'll go, oh, look at this big, gigantic, beautiful map. I'll redo the video 5 times, cause I'm not used to change, it's primary. Someone just sent me an email yesterday, I told Jody, I didn't even wanna put an email there, they sent it out to all of our agents, beautiful, masterful, can't say that anymore, it's a big fine. It's primary, it's legally been changed, just like you can't use Jack and Jill anymore. You can't use, you guys know all this, you can't use walking distance, because guess what? Some people can't walk. You can't use smells good, because some people don't have smell. So I mean, everything changes because of different laws, you just have to, now I got you guys all brought up. This changed a year ago. This was a year ago it changed, right? Yeah, and you only know, we've been telling you about it, but you will know when you get fined $500 or $1,000. And then you'll be like, oh shit, go ahead.
Is the bathroom now Jack and Merri instead of Jack and Oh, it's joint.
And again, you guys can't say walking distance, because guess what? Some people don't have legs to walk, they're in wheelchairs. So now you get sued for that, so you can't say walking distance, or it smells beautiful.
And they still have walk-in closet on the form.
Yes.
I'm sure, there you go. I'm sure that will end up being changed too, it hasn't yet.
We're just saying, I didn't understand the challenge.
When you remember that, we probably will change that walking closet.
Alright, thank you for having us, guys. I gotta get back to the office.
I'm just gonna stay longer, guys, don't worry.
I have got a broker agreement, my client wants to see this house, I will reach out to the agent, hopefully the answer is no. Email suffice, and then.
Well, right now, it hasn't gone through yet. You're asking me something I don't know yet because it hasn't happened, but I know professionally what I do whenever, even without this form and without this law, I get on the phone, I speak to the agents, and then I could tell you this story. So maybe 15 years ago, I sold back then it was like a $1.2 million home, that was a lot, 15 years ago, and I was off with four apples, right? So it was a lot of money. And then the people that bought it was next to like some mobsters, they wanted to sell that home. So they then wanted another home. An agent says, Merri, show that listing and I will offer you 4 oranges. And it only said 3 oranges. So I told my assistant at the time, send an email. And my assistant's like, why do you need to send it in? He said it in person. I go, you can't trust people. So at that point, I said, hey, Gary, 1, 2, 3 block, well, you're offering me 4 oranges, correct? He responded with correct. So then we went, when it was time to close, he says, no, he never said that. And that email got me an extra $15,000. So would you follow up an email? I don't know why you would never follow up an email right now. Everything I do is followed up by an email or a text. Everything I do, unless it's illegal, is in a text or an email form. Jody, is that not the truth? If you're cursing someone out and you're being rude to another agent, don't put that in an email or a text. That over the phone. But anything legal, honestly, it gotta be in an email or a text. And now it really gotta be, because now you have to call up to verify if they are compensating or not. And just by her telling me they're compensating, I'm a poker player. Our words are good, but not as realtors. So I will then get an email response by them. How many of us don't even get email responses right now? You put in an offer, it takes 3 days to get a response. What do you think is going to happen to them when this lawsuit goes through? They're done. They are done. They have to get on a team. Right? There's no way that they're going to be able to do what they're doing now. And even if you're a buyer's agent, it's no more, you print up an MLS sheet and you know you're getting paid. Now you're going to have to actually work, whether you find it through the website, whether you call them up, you're going to have to work for your job.
Is there gonna be any requirements for listing agents, like a time frame when they have to get back, either offers or phone calls?
I'm going to probably say no.
No.
I can't for sure say it, but I'm going to probably say no because I know I don't get paid for being the president of LVR. The only one that gets paid is the CEO, and this is all. So to get that to go through, we would all have to be calling every single agent, and who's gonna verify if that's the case? But this job, anyone could get a real estate license, in my opinion. If I was part of the real estate division, I would make it harder to get a real estate license. Most people don't wanna hear that, but that is my opinion, not as the president of LVR. Me as a realtor, I think it should be harder to get our real estate license. Cause people walk in and they're just so unprofessional.
Mary, I have a question.
Go ahead.
So, back to the commission thing where you're saying follow up with an email, I think that there should be some type of like actual contract where you guys agree to it, or else there's gonna be.
There's going to be.
Suing each other left and right, brokers.
Yeah, that's what we're working, with that, you came late, that's what we're working on.
The website, like, are you gonna have to screenshot it or what?
Well, I would screenshot it, because they can
But
change
like,
it,
what if
yeah.
they Photoshop it and change that percentage?
Well, everything's gonna have to be in writing. It's just like a commercial agent, like a letter of intent. I'm gonna go to someone else, yeah, I think, go ahead. Yes, that's the first thing you have to do. You have to have a buyer broker agreement, and you have to have in there what you are charging.
Does she have to disclose it to her client? What
Yeah,
she's
then
paying?
our client's the one that has to sign it. Yes,
They need to see the buyer broker.
we're not sure yet. We're not sure yet until the paperwork comes out. We're not sure how the contract is gonna look, how we're gonna change it. We have to wait for direction from NAR.
What do you think the percentage of conception is in this whole thing with the LVR, of all the brokers and agents coming August 17th, that they're all on board with this?
Well, first,
Being that you're here with us.
okay, the first thing was, oh my God, Merri, this lawsuit, it's my fault, which has been going on for 5 or 6 years. Right. So everyone was more concerned before this lawsuit about how or I gonna pay $200 to $2 million a person. This is gonna kill me, I'm not gonna be able to be a realtor. So that was what was going on this past 6 months.
The reason for my question is we just need to know that we're paying attention, are the other agents paying attention, so we know the landscape,
Well,
right? So we can-
it's the law. So, you know, and we have the DOJ still after, the DOJ still has their teeth in us. And that's the whole reason why, until everything goes on, we have to wait till it's finalized, because the DOJ is, right. So, the only 2 things that they requested from us again is the compensation is no longer gonna be on the MLS, and we have to do the buyer broker agreement. Everything else, we are working on, we could amend it, I'm gonna come to you, Carrie, you could change it, it's more important, give me 1 second, than ever to show our value, because you have attorneys out there, and you have other people, just like when we did short sales, and we let attorneys and title companies and everyone take our business, they're gonna try to do that again. So you need to put on your social media what you are doing for your clients, not, oh, just close, great, whatever. I'm like, okay, I negotiated this, above list price. My last deal, I'm not even joking, I got the client to go up 10,000 above list. So then it appraised, they were so upset it appraised. So they sent in their request for repairs 2 hours before the deadline was over, and they asked for $10,000. So back and forth, I said, listen, I'm willing to offer you $500. Well, can you give me a home warranty? No. I'll give you $500, you can pay for your own home warranty. No, we have to worry about these AIs and these robots taking over our business.
Yeah.
So it's not just this lawsuit, we have to worry about everyone. You have these internet, you have everyone. So it's so important to show when you were taking a client out, I just sold her 50 homes, we just got on the home of the dreams, we negotiated this. This was what, I was getting ready to close a high-rise last week, and we did the walkthrough, and we seen there was a leak, and we stopped the closing. The listing agent's like, oh, don't worry, we'll fix it. Yeah, you'll fix it, because we're not closing till it's fixed, right? And then they were rushing. I've never seen a whole, a whole system come in, make sure there's no mold, because I was like, we need to make sure there's no mold, we need to make sure there's no this, we need to make sure there's no that. I wasn't concerned about the closing and the commission. I was concerned about my client having to deal with this through the HOA and coming up and doing all this. So the best answer for me was to not close until it was done properly. It wasn't anyone's fault. Luckily, it didn't happen the next day. I got very lucky, right? I got unlucky that it happened in the first place, but it could have been worse where it happened the day after it closed. Because also my client wasn't in the country, so we did a Zoom with one of our friends showing all this. We're like, I'm sorry, we're not closing. And I think it was like a 2.5 week delay. But we have to show our value, post it on social media. Do you guys, 1 second, do you guys see when I'm out there doing stuff for LVR or doing stuff for this? I say, look at us, LVR is out here, we're good neighbors, we're doing this. I'm not showing off for me, I'm showing off our realtors. Show off, show the consumers that we're good neighbors. Every home that we buy or sell that is not from like a third-party hedge fund, we're bringing $25,000 into our neighborhood. And you guys gotta remember that, and that's what you gotta tell your clients, especially like when I'm a listing agent and I get a VA buyer as opposed to a cash buyer, and then sometimes I know the cash buyer may be this organization that has 50,000 homes. I will let my seller know what's going on, and I'll negotiate with maybe the VA home buyer or the FHA home buyer to get more skin in the game, and that's our job. And my clients usually want homeowners in there. They don't want an investment group. And I think most of us are like that. Now we gotta do what's best for our clients. And we got to show consumers, like, you guys see me on the news, they're like, oh, this is going on. Home prices are the highest they ever were. That's what I say. Interest rates are high, but we're still having a lot of people, yeah, I can get on this and, oh my God, home prices are high, the interest rates are high, what are we gonna do? I go in there like with a smile on my face, I'm like, yes, home prices the highest they ever were, everyone's making all this money in their homes, and everyone wants to move here because of all this work. I take the negative that they're trying to twist on us realtors, and I make it a positive. So when you guys see me looking like, oh yeah, it's so awesome, interest rates are high, I'm doing it so we look good, so we don't look like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Because it's not. When I first got into real estate, interest rates were 19%. They really were. And we didn't have MLS, we didn't even have computers. I went into like this. The microfit, it was. And I was looking, and then it says, oh, it was available, and it sometimes wasn't available. We didn't have all this up-to-date stuff. So we will get through this. You have another question?
I was just gonna share, and I don't want Tim to steal this, but, so the 3 main focuses for me right now with my team are, I call them big 3. You better know your value proposition, you better double or triple up on it, right? You better know the landscape, all the moving parts of the landscape, and you better become a master negotiator right now. Those are the big 3 for our market.
1000%, and we should have been already doing this. And it's not hard, because these 3 things, facts.realtor, that gives you information about the lawsuits, competition.realtor, you can take stuff for your consumers, and that's who we are. .realtor will give you all the information. If you can't do that yourself, there's thousands of pages of why you're a good buyer's agent, why you're a good listing agent, what do you do for your clients. You can print that out, bring it with you, adjust it. I'm sure Tim's gonna take stuff from me, I'm putting Realty One Group's library, right?
Every word, Merri.
Yeah. So this is gonna be good for us, for all you new agents, you're lucky, you're learning this right from the beginning. Agents 5 to 10 years, it's gonna be a little sticky for you guys. You guys will get through it. The agents that's been doing this for over 10 years, this is like a walk in the park for us. I already do the buyer's agent. I already do everything that they're saying we're doing. I always call you know what the craziest thing is? I'll have a listing, it's been on the market 45 days, it's overpriced. I get an email with a $10,000 above list price offer. No one's even called me to say, Merri, you have any offers? I would never, as a buyer's agent, do that to my client. I've done numerous transactions with all of you. I'll call you up, hey, I have a client, you know, I see your home is this price, you know, how negotiable, oh, Mary, I can't tell you, come on, girl, you know, just help me out here, well, you know, I will never just send you an offer when I'm speaking to you. How could you guys do that? How are you guys representing your clients doing that? If you're doing that, shame on you. When I get as a listing agent, I'm like, oh, this is awesome, thank you, because I'm representing my seller. Now I just got an extra $30,000, thank you. But how as a buyer's agent did you do that to your client? Without even calling, you could have ended up, you just cost your client $50,000 because I would have went $20,000 less, plus the extra 30 you went above, right? So now, like Damon just said, you have to work hard for your clients like we already should have been. There's no excuse for you not working hard and negotiating deals for your clients. And shame on you guys if you haven't. And maybe this lawsuit is a way of saying there have been a lot of us that haven't been. I'm not pointing any fingers, but there are a lot, right? Time to negotiate.
I'm gonna give you a 30-second break. Take a break. This is, we're videotaping this, just so you know. So it's gonna be on our
great.
YouTube channel.
Great.
We'll go back and forth. Just to real quick. How much are our annual dues to NAR?
$200.
200. Who agrees?
I don't even
You
know.
guys don't know?
No.
I got 150. $156. 40 cents a day if you reduce it. So anyone that says, NAR's no good, or there's a new association, it's all bullshit. No, we need NAR.
They are saying it, but no one's left.
She can't help. She can't help. But we need NAR. So I'm not telling you other associations are being created. There's nothing wrong with that. Competition is great. Okay? But NAR's got it down. If 40 cents a day, I'm all in until I'm out of this. Okay? And all of those things you guys want answers to. Everyone know what the disc profile is, right? Yes. Everyone in here is probably a high D. We're impatient MFers. You want answers, right? You don't want, you poor Wendy, she got up and left. I don't blame her.
So did Noah.
Exactly. Noah ran. Damon was killing him.
Damon couldn't know it right out.
So all those things we talked about, can we put if we're a listing agent, can we put the co-op on our website? We're working on that. What about if Realty One Group, who has the most listings in the city, could put them on one big website for us? How cool would that be? Yeah. We don't know if we can do that.
Yes,
You're done.
we can.
You had enough budget. Okay. I love you. But what if an agent remarks there was a link that a buyer's agent could click on and go to your website for the co-op? How cool would that be? They're working on all of that, but we don't know what's gonna be approved. And we have 3 more months, not 3 more weeks, 3 months.
But I would use the BBA today.
Yes,
There's no
yes.
reason why we should not be.
But again, if you don't wanna use the BBA today, but you should, don't. Make money now if you have to, if you don't wanna rock the boat.
Why would
But
you
if you're
not
not
make
using
money,
it, if you're
why
not
would you not
using it,
make money using a BBA? Use a BBA starting today.
yes, start practicing it, but if your seller doesn't sign it today, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If your seller doesn't sign it today, it doesn't matter. Your buyer, it doesn't matter, still show them the house. August 17th, the whole thing's gonna change. So that's why we gave you guys all those scripts to start practicing. Oh, the scripts? Yes, if you come to a meeting every time. We beat this to death since Halloween, which is when the lawsuit came down. From Halloween till now, every Thursday, we've been beating this up in that training hall. All of you have been showing up. And it's gonna change some more. So be aware that don't be impatient, take some deep breaths.
And thank you for the coffee and donuts, the whole bullshit about the whole law.
And before we left, we wanted to reiterate, facts.realtor.
And competition.realtor.
Facts.realtor.
And that's who we are, .realtor as well.
Facts.realtor, she told me there's a video on there from the president and the attorney of NAR that we all should watch. That will answer so many of these questions, okay?
You heard there's a new video out from the attorney, but whenever there's a new video out from NAR, the attorney, I have our LDR send it out in emails and in links to you guys. So you guys are getting it firsthand, just like when I'm getting it. When I'm getting it, I give it to our team at LDR, and they make sure it's all good, and they put it out there. Because I don't wanna say to you guys, hey guys, you could use this, and then tomorrow it changes, because I look like an idiot, so I'm gonna let the attorneys look like idiots, because it keeps changing. It's the truth. It keeps changing every week, so instead of me getting on there and saying, hey guys, you know, you could do this, you could do that, and then next week I'm like, well, remember I said last week you could do that, you can't, I don't even want a part of that. I just forward you what the attorney is saying, and it changes the other. All right, everyone, I want to thank you guys for letting me come. We are not